If you want to understand the birth of espresso, if you want to understand really where it came from, then I think one particular work of Leonetto Cappiello is a really great place to start. He was an Italian-born artist working in Paris from the early 1900s until the end of the 1930s, and he's considered to be the father of modern poster advertising. He's famous for his work with Cinzano, Campari and others, but it's his work in 1922 for Vittorio Arduino that I think is of particular interest. Let me explain. The original espresso patent goes back to 1884 and belongs to Angelo Moriondo of Turin. He set out to solve an age-old problem with coffee. It takes a long time to brew. Now typically, to brew faster you'd need to grind finer, but there, water has a difficult time getting through the bed of coffee. His innovation was to leverage steam pressure to press the water through the grounds to be able to brew a little quicker. He never commercialized his patent, but it was built on later. First in 1903 by Luigi Bezzera, and then later by Desiderio Pavoni, both of whose names live on in the world of espresso machines. Now Bezzera's design introduced key innovations, and while he built a few machines, he didn't have the money to commercialize them, but Pavoni did. Pavoni bought the patent in 1903 and refined it further again, and the two men would end up collaborating. In 1906, at the Milan Fair, they showcased their inventions to the world, introducing what they called Cafe Espresso. It really was the perfect word. Coffee expressed, pushed out from the machine, but done so at speed. This innovation really marked the beginning of the espresso machine industry. Other manufacturers would quickly appear, including Pier Terezio Arduino, who had come to commission Cappiello's poster, which I think captures so much of early espresso. There are two things that I think are particularly interesting about the poster. It's coming at the end of the age of steam, but it's absolutely leveraging the idea that steam equals speed. The train really was the perfect visual metaphor. This was coffee all about speed, coffee brewed so quickly you could grab a cup from the side of a moving train. This is why espresso in the early days succeeded. It was all about speed. But look again, there's one more small detail in this poster that I think is worth noting. What the machine is brewing is very different to what we would think of as espresso today. It's brewing small cups of filter coffee, something that all espresso machines did at the time. This was not a new recipe, this was not a new type of drink. This innovation was about small cups of filter coffee at speed. Espresso's look, feel and recipe would really stay the same until the big innovation in 1948, mostly credited to Achille Gaggia. That's the moment where pressure transformed espresso into being a whole new category, a whole new drink. But that's a subject for a different video. Cappiello's poster for Vittorio Arduino is so common that it's become cliché, something you look at but don't really even see anymore. But I think it's fascinating what exists in the details and what it tells us about the birth of espresso.